card so we can actually take, when I'm taking photos, say like if I'm taking action photos, I'm going to take and set it up on my camera so I can take a shot. And go, just hold down the button and say, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I want is a card that can keep up with it. I got a high-end card for it, but otherwise, what kind of card are you working with? SD?
I have no idea. Yes.
SD cards. SD cards are getting really cheap, very cheap.
Yes.
You can pick those up at Goodwill, or not Goodwill, sorry. Walmart is actually a good place to pick them up because they keep going cheaper and cheaper.
Any office
See that? Right there, 16 gigabyte.
I mean, do you have a particular brand of SD card that you prefer to use? Or?
I prefer PNY.
PNY is actually a good brand. They've been around here for a while. They actually used to do
Computer
flash
memory.
cards.
They do those and the RAM for computers.
Yes.
They're really good.
See, that's a good thing to look for as those ones, the actual original micro SD cards, was just regular SD cards actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, there's a lot of good brands out there.
SanDisk's okay. That's the one I use.
SanDisk. Yes, SanDisk is good. I've used SanDisk.
They're very, like I work at Office Depot. Any office supply store you go to will have SanDisk, and I will let you know they go down more than like 75% off when they're on sale.
Yeah.
Yes. And good thing is, and here's the, remember this one, Black Friday. Black Friday, if you ever want to pick up any kind of electronic and stuff like that, Black Friday is the best day to do it because they want to get customers to come to their store. They're going to throw out everything. I've gotten so many memory cards for cheap, and actually I got, was it a terabyte hard drive back when they first came out for 60 bucks. Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna make a note of that because I work at Walmart, so I kind of know the electronics area. Yeah, got you on this one here.
Yes.
On that note, there's actually in the sporting goods department, I kid you not, there's actually 32 gig SD card for the same price, and it's that level of cards.
Yeah.
I would gladly get that thing if I had the chance.
Black Friday is my birthday this year.
Nice.
Wow.
That's good.
So
You see this right here? You see this phone right here? I'll say this too. You don't have to go to a convenience store to get something good. You know how many gigabytes is in this right now? 16. You know how much I paid for it? 25 bucks. 25 bucks for a micro SD card for this online. 25 bucks. That was last year.
That's still a pretty damn good price for micro SD.
Last year.
Especially a 16 gig.
Yeah, 16 gigs last year. And don't be afraid to go online and search. There is a bunch of places, Tiger Direct, Newegg is a good site to check out. What else? There's a few
I don't know
others.
if you guys have a fries down here or not, but they're pretty good.
Where?
We do. I think there's like only one or two.
Yeah, they're like in the middle. They're normally like only one or two.
I think they're located on Northwest Expressway, if I remember right, over by Wilshire.
I'm not from here. I just know we have one out in our area. And
Yeah.
their website has them and everything. They had the PNYs for pretty cheap.
Did you hear that? Was it Fry's?
Yep.
Fry's. Check it out. There's a store actually here. I know there is. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but there is one here. Definitely check it out. They'll have cheap prices too. I mean,
And they're the ones that sell the computer parts.
yeah.
So,
You'll find a lot of, like I said, you could do some searching, do some research. Don't be afraid to sit there and just check it out online and check it out in stores. I mean, there's been multiple times that if I'm in a crunch, I'll go to Walmart and buy something. If I'm not, I'm going to go straight up and find it. Like for instance, I wanted a monopod. Now monopods, they're like a tripod like that, except it's just one stick. That way, if I'm in a situation at a con, I can just drop this stick right there, take a shot, and I can just move on. I don't have to set up a tripod and have a big area. I have that one area, and I have a good enough eye to see when it's level. So. Okay, 6 minutes left. We're gonna get into software. Okay, the software I use is Premiere Pro. Oh, no, sorry, not Premiere Pro. Photoshop. What do you use?
It was a professional. It came with the Canon, and I also use Photoshop CS4.
Oh, nice. I use CS3. Oh.
my work has CS5 now.
Yeah, CS5 is out, and CS6 is about to come out too.
It's on our computer.
Yes. I'll say this right now. If you can't afford a big high-end system, or not high-end system, big high-end actual photo editing program, yes, you can go to the basics. You can go to Kodak. Kodak does usually have some good systems. They can do some red eye. You can do a little bit of color changing and stuff like that. You can turn it into Safari and all that.
Here's a good freeware one, GIMP.
Really?
Yep, they're actually pretty good.
Another freeware one is Artweaver.
Really?
Artweaver is like Photoshop, the free version. You can also get the professional version, which is actually cheaper than Photoshop. It's exactly.
You said Artweaver? Okay, people check out Art Weaver, Google it. Trust me, some of the stuff you find.
Paint.net?
Never used it.
I've never heard of it.
How is it?
It's not quite as powerful as some of the others, but it's got some nice features.
And you say it's paint.net?
Paint.net.
Okay, paint.net, check that one out too. I mean, there's a lot of photo editing programs out there. I mean, in my case, like I said, I was trained on Photoshop. I mean, I've been trained on a few other programs. I do use Photoshop, I do practice at it constantly because there's always something different you can get out of it. Seriously, I mean, I've had some amazing photos. You'll have to see two of mine. The two I have on my phone are the Yoko that I was running around here with the big gun. She's actually one of my personal friends and all that, and I took two shots. One of them was in a park, and the other one was it out in the middle of I think it was a stone, in front of a stone building, and I just edited that out and threw it in there and tried it out, and it looked great, actually. But I mean, it's just, you gotta pretty much practice at it to make it look good. And I'm gonna say this right now, Red Eye, even though people are like, oh, you can use the Red Eye program, if you don't do it right, you can have basically an eye that looks black. I'm serious. The pupil will actually overtake the rest of the eye. You will not see, like the blue in my eye, you will not see it.
And then really close.
Yeah, it kind of looks crappy sometimes. So try not to over flash them because you'll get that red eye. So,
this is another thing on pictures. One thing I always recommend, sort them in folders. Sort them either by date. Organize. That's one of the things that I actually have problems with in my case. I have a bad organization. I'm getting better at it. Everything that you put or take photos of, put it in a folder and label it. And I'm not just saying just label it, say, for instance, bleach. No, don't just label it bleach. Label it bleach, then put like a date behind it. So that way you remember when it happened and when you took it. Trust me, your photography from way back when to now, you'll notice the difference because you've gotten better. I mean, I've done it multiple times, and I looked at my old stuff, I'm like, oh man, I look like a fucking joke. Oh, sorry my language. See, there's another thing I do. I don't do it by date, but I do it by, say, this thousand. Every so many thousand pictures.
Yeah,
and that way I can
Because your camera does every 100, right? Normally, if you're doing it on another card, depending on what time.
Well, I'm going to say this right now. I don't trust the camera. I just date it myself. Because I preferably leave the dates off on the camera. Because what's the point of knowing the date on the actual file right there when you can date it on, when you transfer it to your camera, or from your camera to your computer, pretty much, you already got the date on it. So it's kind of pointless using the camera. Not to mention, you might mess up instead of setting on there, and then it imprints the date on the photo.
Oh yeah.
God knows how many times I've gone to Photoshop and fixed that. It sucks.
Yeah, I've tried that before.
I made sure mine doesn't do that.
Make sure you don't do that setting, because trust me, it ruins a photo. Alright, do we have any more questions? Because I think we're pretty much at the end of this panel. About 2 minutes. Got 2 minutes. Come on, I know somebody's got some good questions. Yeah, I got the good answers. What you want?
Craziest photography story that's happened to you at a con.
At a con?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. You go first, because I got to think of one.
Or a crazy story after coming here.
Ain't the craziest one. I actually had to do I don't know if anyone's ever played Call of Duty Black Ops, but I actually had to do a dolphin dive for a picture. I had to dolphin dive with my camera, get the picture. I was amazed my camera survived. My face felt it.
Some of the craziest ones I've ever got are the ones that somebody just ended up photobombing. One of them was a photo, I've got a couple of photos of just different friends that I've actually worked with. I'll say this right now, I'm good at photography, I'm also good at weapon making. If you guys haven't seen my weapons around here, I know you have. There was a gun blade that lights up, that was one of my weapons. Me and my friend, we make weapons. The Yoko with her giant size sniper rifle, that was one of our weapons. I mean, the light up Rajin guns, or the chakra blades. I mean, all these weapons that I sit there and make, I get my friends to hold them and use them in a con. I actually got one of Kakashi with a Chidori.
Oh, cool.
A Chidori. I actually made a Chidori that flashed and everything, and with, Naruto's father with a Rasengan going at it. We done? Alright, thank you for coming to the panel, even though it wasn't ours. Thank you for coming, and